Well, thank you so much to this wonderful panel that truly remind us that women can achieve remarkable things, especially when we empower each other and when we stand together. So, moving on. We're going to our next panel, and it's about how men and women can work together to build a sustainable future and an equal planet. Gregor Robertson has been the mayor of Vancouver since 2008. Under his leadership, Vancouver now has Canada's fastest growing, greenest and more resilient economy, proving that going green is also good for business. In 2018, Mayor Robertson and the City Council passed Vancouver's first Women Equal strategy, which aims to make Vancouver a place where all women have opportunities to fully participate in the political, economic, cultural, and social life of the city. Andrea Reimer is the lead councillor of Vancouver's award-winning Greenest City Action Plan, where she led efforts to make Vancouver a global environmental leader in everything, from energy efficiency to waste reduction to clean air to local food. In 2013, she was awarded the Queen's Jubilee Medal in recognition of her leadership role and initiatives. So please join me in welcoming the Mayor of Vancouver, Robertson, and Councillor Reimer to the stage. So we're going to wait for a minute while they are being mic'd. How are you doing? ¿Bien? ¿Les ha gustado la conferencia? Ok, ok. ¿Dónde están las mentís? Ahí siguen, maravilloso. Pues un aplauso para todos ustedes. ¿Estamos listos? Ready? It's okay.
There we go. Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you. Gracias.
Bienvenido. Mayor, bienvenido.
Gracias.
Okay.
We ready?
We're ready.
Buenas tardes, todos. Wonderful to be here in Mexico City. I'm Vancouver Mayor Gregor Robertson, and we're talking about partnership. I thought it was very important to be here with a very important partner of mine in the city government of Vancouver, so that we talk about what we do together. And we come from very different backgrounds before politics. Many differences between us in our lives before, and when we play football or soccer together, we play very different positions. She makes the big saves. I score a lucky goal sometimes. What brings us together, though, is our love of our city, of Vancouver, and the opportunities that we see for our city, incredible opportunities to make change, which we started in politics together in 2008. And Andrea Reimer has been a councillor since 2008. She was the first person elected by the Green Party in Canada in 2002. Since 2008, she co-chaired my nomination campaign, and we set a goal for our city to be the greenest city in the world by 2020. And she's been a councillor and deputy mayor since that time. I've been very fortunate to work with her because we're very focused on this goal of going to greenest city in the world. We see this as an enormous opportunity for our city. We're passionate about it, but we need to take action on it as partners.
It has been a lot of work, but it's gotten results. Both at the ballot box, we've been elected 3 times now to hold a majority at the City Council in Vancouver, but also in tangible and substantial results on environmental outcomes. You can see some of them here up on the screen, but there are others, including the fact that Vancouver is now the lowest per capita emissions of any major city in the Americas at 3.9 tons per capita. There's many critical factors that are essential to the success, but none is more so than partnerships. We've learned a lot since 2008, but I think the first one is that you might start small, but don't think small. We knew that we couldn't change the world in 1 year or even 1 term, but we knew we could build the partnerships that could change the world. So for example, we couldn't go from 0 urban farms in Vancouver, but we could create a modest community garden at City Hall. It got a lot of media attention, which helped us get the momentum that we needed to build 1,000 more community garden plots. that gave access to our residents who live in apartments to the opportunity to grow local food. But even that has a very little impact on security for food in Vancouver. But by bringing the community in and meeting a goal and a need that they had, we were able to build the momentum so that we now have 24 fully functioning urban farms that provide food for restaurants and for sale in stores. And that in turn was built on another partnership. The farm that you're looking at is run by Soul Food, an organization that works to hire people who use drugs and have mental illness, and it was a way to employ them and give them dignity. It was a partnership just like the community gardens that allowed us to go out to the community and meet people where they were at, no matter how far away it seemed from where we were at the time.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't just take that partnership approach with food, local food, but also with waste, and partnering in the community on something called the Binners Project, which created low barrier employment opportunities for our residents, making sure we take care of our city. We keep it cleaner, we provide an income for people on lower incomes who want to work part-time hours. This project has scaled up dramatically and is part of why our zero waste targets are starting to be more achievable. So that, from the local community level of dealing with zero waste to the green building side of things, partnerships with businesses. We have had a very aggressive green building game plan, the greenest building code in Canada. Industry have been great partners, examples being the largest telecommunications company in Vancouver, TELUS. They built their headquarters recently, and they built the greenest building at the time in North America as an office building, LEED Platinum, the largest solar array in our downtown on its roof, and a leadership from corporate partners that's essential to achieving our goals on the green building side. This is an example of the latest project on Passive House. It's an 85-unit apartment building that just opened, and it's the largest Passive House building in Canada right now. But next week, I think there's a bigger one opening in Toronto. So we're seeing industry partnerships with government when we have a strong green building code. We're seeing industry rise up and take that challenge and advance it even faster.
So another thing we've learned about partnerships is to be bold. There are very practical reasons for this. This is my hand in a cast. I broke it at COP23 in Bonn while running down the stairs in heels, texting. Not a really bright idea. But when we take risks together, we have the opportunity to change the world. When Vancouver committed to going to 100% renewable energy, we looked like we were acting alone, but actually we had the strength of an entire community behind us. We were the first major city in North America to make this commitment, but we had a passionate group of residents, a whole city, businesses committed to find solutions for climate that took us past intractable battles in Canada over fossil fuel extraction. And boldness has power in it. Since we made the commitment, we've been able to create a strategy, pass and implement major policies, and help other jurisdictions see the possibilities of doing the same. And now more than 40 cities in the United States alone have declared their intention to go 100% renewable. You may wonder, given the current climate in the United States, is that realistic or even possible? I mentioned at the beginning that Vancouver is at 3.9 tons carbon per person. It's the lowest in the Americas, but also about 5 times lower than the highest city in Canada. For those of you going to IPCC, that's Edmonton at 20.7 tons per person, proving that regardless of what your federal government does, cities can do a lot to make a difference on climate. But just like women, cities can't be expected to change the world all by themselves.
And we can't do everything alone by ourselves in cities, and this federal government partnership is really essential to us achieving our bigger goals. We have been in a very challenging situation with respect to fossil fuel exports in Vancouver. Our federal government, after committing to the Paris Agreement and achieving 1.5 even, we have seen incredible pressure from the federal government to approve a pipeline to export Alberta tar sands bitumen to Asia, a 6-fold increase in the export of that oil to Asia for world markets. And so the Canadian government is saying only way we can achieve our Paris commitments is by 6 times increase in exporting our fossil fuels. So that doesn't agree with us on the West Coast. We're working very closely with our Indigenous communities, with communities on the coast of BC. We're working closely with many partners to change this, to stop this big expansion of fossil fuel exports that come through our city and affect our city very directly with the threat of oil tankers spilling in our waters. So we have that partnership to improve. We have to improve that partnership. I believe the way we're going to do that is working together as cities, working together in our cities as community, working together, women and men, people of all genders and backgrounds. We have to work in stronger partnerships for us to achieve the bright green future that we believe in. And we're so thankful for the opportunity to be here. We're so thankful to join Mexico City, Paris, and Montreal as cities that are going to launch the mentorship program. We will be doing that with Climate for Women Mentorship. Thank you for your leadership. And most of all, thank you for giving us a chance to talk about our partnership in Vancouver. We look forward to partnering with you. We're here for the day. If you have any ideas to partner with us, Andrea and I are here and looking forward to that partnership.
Gracias a todos.
Gracias.